Oh, welcome to today's episode. This is the first video of 2022, and one of my goals this year is to do a lot more vlogging and create some more videos like this and more travel content and more camera and photo content for you guys. I've got a bunch of other goals that I've set for myself this year and things that I would like to accomplish, and I want to talk over how I'm going to be getting there, some of the systems I'm putting in place. But I hope you maybe get some ideas for your own goals, or if you've already set your goals, maybe some ways to structure a way of getting to them quicker or easier, or maybe just doing them a whole lot better. Got my little Whistler mug. This was one of our first purchases in Canada when we went for our trip in Whistler Blackcomb. We got this at a really, it was like a thrift shop. It was like all the old stuff that people didn't want anymore. I think they had already been cleaned out from that from the last season. Like really rich, they come and buy like their snow jackets and boards and all that stuff, and then they just leave it in the resort because they just don't need it anymore. Like really rich people. But by the time we had gone, there was nothing left. Our house that we were staying in, we weren't in like their normal dorms, but we were in like an actual house. The kitchen was huge, but there was nothing in it. Like nothing. No chopping boards, saucepans, utensils, and there was like no glasses or mugs or anything. So when we were at this thrift shop, I found this mug and I like really loved it. But it's just like a Starbucks mug, but it has like Whistler on it and like the gondola. I don't know, it's really special. That I actually brought back in my suitcase with me, a mug. It's funny, but it's one of my favorite mugs. Like with the sauce, the butter chicken sauce, yeah, we kept all the glasses for that kind of stuff, and like like pasta sauce to drink out of. Oh, that was funny. Oh, and we brought like a blender. We got this like stab blender. It was like a KitchenAid stab blender that I bought. And we're like, oh, it'll be great. We'll bring it back with us. Get back to Australia. And completely forgot that the electrical sockets are completely different. So we had to use an adapter. And the first time we used it, we didn't look at like the voltage thing on the blender, and it fried itself. One of the many fails I've had in my time. The theme of these goals here is to actually stick to them. So I'm going to go over some of the goals that I've set for myself this year, how I've gotten to them, and kind of why. And this is so important for me because I just have like so much stuff that I want to accomplish. I love listening to podcasts, and one of the podcasts I listened to recently was by Rob Dial, and he was talking about setting New Year's resolutions, more of a guideline to where you should be setting goals. So I'm just going to go over the categories that Rob Dial talks about creating goals in those areas of life. The first category is career. So I have Little Paper Plane, which is my travel, camera gear, that sort of thing. And then Captured by Lily, which is a wedding, engagement, portrait, editorial brand. For example, like post more often and get really clear on my audience. Give more value, land collaborative jobs, da-da-da-da. So then the SMART goals from that are like create a blog post and YouTube video and email 1 time per month. Post on Pinterest 1 time a week. Cold message brands. Set website up to convert. Continue learning from my favorite creatives. And then the reward for that is equals more followers, equals more community, equals more brand deals and collabs, which equals more revenue and fulfillment, ability to travel, and work full-time for myself. So that's like, in a nutshell, some of the goals that I have just for career. My other categories here that Rob Dial talks about are financial, relationship, health, materialistic, personal development, spirituality, character, experiential. So I just want to go through a couple of my goals this year and like what I'm hoping to accomplish. We have financial, so I have like make 6 figures this financial year, create NFT, invest in myself freely, and hesitate on materialistic. And the reward for all of this is to be in control of my business, able to learn, long-term gratification, and buy what I actually need and want, and create wealth and diversity. That's a good goal. Next one is relationship. I actually also listened to a really good podcast by Jai Long, one of my favorites. He's actually my business coach as well. But I listened to one of his podcast episodes when you're setting your goals for 2022 to actually be subtracting the things that aren't bringing you joy, aren't moving the needle in your business, aren't helping you in your relationships. It's really good. Instead of adding things more onto your plate, maybe you should be subtracting people more that are maybe holding me back, even if it's in my mind. And then also just creating a space for like stronger relationships with particular people that I really care about and I know that want the best for me and support me no matter what. Reward for that, I've got like some smaller goals, but the reward for that is to create stronger, more loving relationships with the most important people in my life. Moving on. I need a drink. I need to check if this is still filming. I feel like it's been a while. So next one is health. I have so some of my goals for like health, I'm already like pretty healthy in the way that I eat. I go to the gym a lot because I really do enjoy it. It's like a habit for me. So stack on better habits on top of those habits, because I do already have some good habits there, but I would like to be a lot more stricter so it actually shines through in other areas of my life. That's more the goal, the system, not the end goal of it. My main goal is actually to track calories, but track everything as well, because I have like some Google Sheets on my phone that I've set up, and you can track like your sleep for the night, how you're feeling, your energy levels, steps, and then you pop your calories in there as well. So I just want to like make a big effort to be a lot more stricter on that and actually track it all. And reward for that is to build self-discipline, create a body that I love, feel fulfillment, and be healthy when I'm older. The next one, we have materialistic. Now this one, I think people can have a bit of fun with. Personally, I don't really have anything that I'm really saving for at the moment, except to sell my cruise and buy a drink. That's a pretty big goal. I want to still be able to save whilst getting my favorite supplements and paying for subscriptions, buying clothes every now and then, and buying the food that I love. So yeah, like supplements, I spend a lot of money on supplements. Continue to buy the things that I love, pretty much. Because the stuff that I love, I don't really save for anything in particular. I mean, camera gear, obviously. I love my camera. Let's be honest, the A7 IV, oh, sweet mama. It's so nice. I used it the other day at Lawrence Gibbs, basically my mentor pretty much. But I've been like second shooting for him all of his weddings, which has been amazing. I don't know, I've done maybe 20 now, like I've done a lot. and he just got a A7 IV, the Sony A7 IV, and I've used it a couple of times, like just for like short little stints, and I love it. Like, I love it so much. I really want them. But I just bought my second A7 III, so I don't think I'll be getting rid of these for a while. They're still really good cameras. But the A7 IV, dreams are made of. But I don't really need it. I need other things first. I want to get a drone. I really badly want to get a drone. Hopefully by the next video, I will have a drone. Again, I should say, I highly recommend listening to this podcast episode by Rob Dial, because you can kind of do it as you're listening to it. You just pause it, and because he talks on each category and then like a couple of examples in each one. But yeah, if you haven't set any goals or you want to set some better goals, he's great, and he has a lot of it's only like a 20-minute episode, and it's really good. Okay, number 6, personal development. Let's go over them. I have make the most of my mentorship with Jai. Yeah, this is a cool one. So I have read 52 books this year, and that's including audiobooks. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a bit, but I haven't like set the goal. Some of the podcast, I reckon I've heard it in a podcast, or they're talking about the, someone, I don't know the exact like statistics or something, but it sticks in my mind. All the CEOs, all of them, the one thing that they had in common is that they read books. A lot of books. There was some statistic, I don't know what it is exactly. I should look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
12 seconds later.
Okay, I found. So there's a couple of things here. It's all similar. In fact, the average number of books read by a CEO is 60 books per year. What I know for sure is that reading opens you up, says Oprah. It exposes you and gives you access to anything your mind can hold. Oh, what your mind can hold. I love that. Like, that is just definitely a big point in my my brain at the moment, is to act as if. My goal is to read 52 books this year. I want to have a successful business. I want to be like those CEOs. That's a trait that they have. I can do that. I can do that. That's one of my goals this year, so I can get into a headspace like a CEO. The 13th. I just finished Atomic Habits by James Clear. That was an audiobook. Oh my god, so good. One of the best books I've actually ever read. So I'm really excited for the amount of books that I'm about to read, because last year I think I read maybe 5 or 6. I actually listen to like a lot of podcasts. So when I'm in the car, I usually just chuck on a podcast. So instead, I'm going to chuck on an audiobook instead. I'm just about finished Dare to Lead by Brene Brown, and that was a physical book that I've got. So we are on track. 2 books. Yeah, the goal is 52 books. 1 every week. Next we have spirituality. I don't meditate, so I'd really like to start doing it, even just like 2 minutes like every day. Like just the habit of doing something, which if you need habits, oh my god, this, like, you have to read that Atomic Habits by James Clear. One of the best books I've ever read. Very good. And like the reward for setting some of my spiritual goals is to become more aware, build a healthy routine to shine through all of my other goals, and set my year up for success. I really love this one. The next one is character. This was me kind of going back to my like core beliefs, things that are really important to me, and my values and things that I want to continue to do. So yeah, one of them is being joyous. Like, I want people to feel all those happy vibes when they see me, and when they're around me and they're excited to see me. Like, I like being that joyous person. I also like being the hype girl. Like, I am so keen and happy to do whatever, and I truly am. I just love being that person. I like building other people up and encouraging other people. Lastly, we have experiential, and that is all the things that I kind of want to experience this year, things that I want to do, goals that I have. They're all pretty random, and some of them are like pretty high targets. Okay, so one of my goals is to meet Hausa and go on a trip with her. But I would really love to meet Hayley Anderson. And I would like to meet also her partner, Kyle Hunter. They are amazing. I really look up to them, and she is plastered all over my vision board. Love the way they create videos. I love the way she shows up on her Instagram. She has a lot of followers as well, but she does jobs for tourism boards and the brands that she collaborates with as well, like the clothing brands and things. Like, I just like the way that she handles herself and puts herself out there on the platforms, and I would really love to meet her one day. A couple of other ones, I'd love to travel to Tasmania with Jordan this year. Haven't been to Tasmania, haven't been doing very much traveling, but I really, really love to go to Tasmania. Really want to do that like Cradle Mountain hike, go to like Bay Fires, and then just go into like all the Airbnbs, cottages and stuff. Like, yeah, I'd really actually love to like get a van and go around Tasmania. I would like to snowboard in Japan. Don't know if that's going to happen. Well, it might happen at the end of the year. Snow season, end of the year. Yeah, maybe. I would really love to become a Sony ambassador. That is a long goal, but doable. Could you see me as a Sony ambassador? I could see myself as a Sony ambassador. Alright, and the reward for experiential is to have a life of love, adventure, and joy, fulfillment, experience, and passion. A life lived to the fullest. And that is my goal with experiential. That's a good goal. All right, let's finish off with a few of my favorite podcasters that might help you get in the mood for self-development and might be helpful in your journey and might learn something. So first up, we have the Fitness X Business podcast. This is a podcast run by Joseph Mansell and his sister Leah Mansell from Massive Joe's, the supplement company. Really awesome. They talk on a few different topics, but yeah, mainly fitness and business. The Mindset Mentor with Rob Dial. So he does like 20-minute episodes. They're like 3 times a week, I think. And I love him. The most amazing brain, and I love the way that he shares with his community. Make Your Break by Jai Long. Awesome podcast. Really recommend. It's a creative business podcast. The Fitness and Lifestyle podcast by Dan Kennedy. He is the master trainer from Keep It Cleaner. Really highly recommend. Really good podcast. That's on like fitness and health, lifestyle. And then lastly, the Kick Pod, which is the Keep It Cleaner podcast, and that's run by Laura Henshaw and Steph Claire Smith, 2 very inspirational women. They are best friends, and they pretty much just own a fitness empire, like health empire. They're very awesome. So highly recommend listening to those. I'll pop them in the description. So lovely to chat. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about all of my goals for this year. And I'd really love to hear your goals as well. So make sure you drop them in the comments. Let's have a chat. And I hope to be showing up here a lot more than I have been. And yeah, because I really enjoy making these episodes. So yeah, but I'm really excited to go and travel. All right, I'm going to go film some Instagram reels. Peace!